learned the most beautiful thing, that when you get handed everything you ever wanted, that sometimes it's the simplest thing right in front of you, like your family, the people who love you, the small moments in between that mean so much more.
Champion mentality. I am not bound to succeed, but I am bound to live up to the light that I have. Having a champion mentality isn't about the trophies, medals, or success. It's about having no quit. It's not letting anyone hear you complain, standing up for all you believe in, living in your truth, and setting the standard at which you operate at for everything in your life. I have this, everything that goes through my mind, but regardless of that, not quitting and not giving up on myself. No matter how hard is the time and what I'm going through and whatever shit I feel, I'm going to still put in the same work regardless of how I feel, and that's a champion mentality, because a champion's not controlled by their outside circumstances. They control their own mind inside and how they act, and then the world goes on around them. There's a huge aspect of that, and I'm also now leaning into, I really think like greatness and champions not only elevate themselves but the people around them. And I think you are put into a position where you can help, whether your close people around you, people who follow you, people who look up to you, whatever it might be, anyone in your life. You're in a position now of greatness where you can elevate others up to a higher level, and being able to inspire them, bring them up to be better people is part of what makes you great, rather than just this selfish act of being you, being the best for yourself. Well, I love what I do. At the baseline, I'm passionate about what I'm doing, and I love what the goal will be. I love the part of it. I love the impact it has on others, the help people in my life and myself. So at the end, that's just, there's a reason, there's a purpose behind it, rather than just mindlessly circling the hamster wheel. I was like, I'm capable of so much more than my mind understands. And I think that's just the greatest part of the journey that I've achieved, is like that understanding of what I'm capable of and that belief in myself to what I can accomplish. And it only came through the journey. It didn't come through the winning. It came through the challenge that came along the journey, and coming through it and fighting through it, and the beauty of all that. And on top of that, there's just been so many moments in the midst of things where like it's a workout or it's a diet or I'm starving or I'm just, like doing check-ins or something, and I'm just like, this is incredible. Like, I'm peak condition in the world right now, fighting to be the best in the world, and I'm living in that moment right now. I'm doing this is what it takes. When people see something on stage, this is what they don't see, or what I'm feeling in my mind, when no one will understand what it takes to get there. I get to experience this every day, and I think it's just part of the human experience, feeling in life that's just so beautiful. I wish for the world to realize all of their dreams, so that they can realize they don't make them complete. And he's talking about that most people's dreams are very like external, like champions, like they want to win a medal, they win a trophy, want a nice car and all this stuff, then you get it. And when you have everything, you realize, this isn't what I wanted. I don't feel complete right now. And I have the amazing opportunity in my life to have accomplished so many of my dreams, and realize that there's still a void missing there. The more money I get, the more titles I get, the more I get, it's not filling me up more. But then I discovered that over time, like, it's the effort, it's the journey. It's like suffering through times that I don't want to be at the gym, or why I want to quit on my diet, and I push myself. And every single moment, every day leading up to the show, and I win all those moments, that's winning. That's like winning in life, continuously every day. And through that journey, being able to build my relationships, not sacrifice them for winning, be able to make myself a better person, not a more stressed out, anxious person, all that stuff coming together, I've already won before I have a trophy in my hands. When I stand on stage, I haven't quit on a workout, I haven't quit on a cardio session. My girlfriend still loves me in the background. She doesn't hate me for neglecting her for the last 3 months of prep. I'm like, I won. You know, like, I feel fucking good right now. And if I lose, am I gonna leave and be really sad and like cry and like grieve that loss? Absolutely. But I'm still gonna be proud of everything I put in. And at the end of the day, that's all I can control. And to me, that's winning. I've accepted that I'd be okay with losing. I accepted that if I lost, like I said, I would grieve, I would be sad, it would suck, but like, life would go on, I would be okay. And the Olympia is a huge part of my life, but it's not everything part of my life. So kind of giving myself permission to fail, in essence, almost gives myself permission to try harder. If you're not improving, you're falling behind now. You've shown the world what you're capable of, and they expect nothing less. Another scary but exciting opportunity. Another opportunity to grow. If you can take every opportunity you have to bring yourself closer to your goal, win every one of those opportunities, all while becoming more resilient in the process, how can you lose? That is an exciting opportunity. It's so important in your 20s to throw yourself into the fire, to take the risks. And if there's going to be a moment in your life where you're like, fuck it, I'm just going to go for it, and if I fail, a fail, do it in your 20s, you know? Take the risks, do the things that are uncomfortable, and kind of like navigate yourself through it. Because really putting yourself into the uncomfortable situations, like you said, that uncomfort equals growth. So you kind of got to do it. Paradise, like our goals, may not really be a destination, but an endless horizon we secretly don't want to reach. A never-ending reason to keep working and growing, with the intention not to accomplish goals, but to become someone who can accomplish any goal. The concept of living life is just so simple. You could take the words live your life and expand on that into a 1,000,000-page essay and just do it, but just getting out there and living and experiencing life and doing the things that are difficult and challenging and cause you to grow and to, you know, if you think of the person that I envy the most and I enjoy being around the most is just that like old wise man who has all these crazy stories, who's lived all this life and is just like happy to sit on the park bench and talk to random people about what he's done. You know, if that's the person I respect, how do I become that person? It's not from doing nothing, it's from doing something. The champion mentality, the rules of being a champion is that there are no rules. It's just whatever the champion does to win. Mm-hmm. That's it. The idea of pursuing happiness, not leading to happiness. You know, you pursue things that have meaning in life and things that you care about. You know, love, challenges, relationships, and happiness might ensue. But you don't pursue the happiness itself because it's inevitably not going to be there all the time. So if you're just constantly seeking more happiness and it's not there, then you're seeking something that's never going to be there. But if you're able to just stick in what you're doing right now, and in those hard times, believing they're going to lead to good times, it just creates a lot less friction in your life, you know? And I think whenever we're going through a hard time, we just want it to end. But it's those moments that allow us to appreciate the good ones. You know, we like feeling things. We enjoy emotion. It's the human experience is highs and lows. There is no high without lows. And I think just being able to accept that there's inevitably going to be shit times in your life. And the more you can lean into them and feel them, the more you can lean into feeling to the high ones as well. And it's just part of the journey. You are suffering, but you are choosing to find meaning in how you handle the suffering, and that makes you so worthy of those suffering, and it's such a beautiful thing to experience. And you know, when life throws some shit at us, it's how you handle your sufferings. You know, when you're going through something really challenging, how do you show up within it? Do you choose to become a victim of complaining and misery and shitty, or do you find meaning in how you show up in the suffering? You know, when we were young, we're told we can be anything. And then we realize it's a lie. And then we realize we're telling ourselves it's a lie because we actually just realize how much work it's going to take. And we'd rather believe it's a lie than we're not willing to work hard enough to achieve these things. And then it's kind of like this back and forth of like, can I? Or is it just too hard? Or am I just too weak? And it's back and forth. And you know, I'm just so grateful I fell into something that I was so passionate about that took a lot of effort and work, but that I also loved to do. And my body was built for, and my mind was built for. You know, I was clearly genetically built to be a bodybuilder, mentally, physically, environmentally, my relationships, everything flowed perfectly for me to be in this perfect position. And I think it's hard to say where I would end up without this life. And I don't even like thinking about it because it's hard, but the effort that I put into this would be really hard for me to put into something I didn't love. So if I hadn't gone for it, which would be for me back in 2017 when I was in college, drinking, partying, doing all the things and being like, you know what, I'm going to stop this. My friends go out, I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to eat 6 times a day. I'm going to spend my money on tuna and chicken breast rather than 6 packs of beer and all these things. And I'm just going to drop out of school, and I'm going to travel, and I'm going to try and get sponsors, and I'm going to try and win shows, and I'm going to do all this, and I'm going to take every risk I can. And I didn't even think about it. You know, when you're young, luckily you're at the greatest opportunity in your life to take risk and to fail, and then you're like, well, I'm 24 now, I can just go restart. You are going to be great. You're going to have all these things that you want, but you're also going to realize that they're not as important as you think they are. You know, like, you're going to come to the realization where the relationships and your values and everything that you enjoy and the experiences and everything aren't going to come down to those spectacular moments on stage at the Olympia. They're going to be much more simpler than that. They're just going to be those moments where you're being yourself, and the people who love you for that is going to be everything. In addition, there will always be I'm trying to be the best in the world. Well, that means I need to beat these people. That means I'm good enough or I'm not good enough in comparison to something external of myself. But internally, the values of the truth of what you hold in yourself, of what really success means to you in your entire life, those are the things that you kind of have to balance and weigh out and kind of lean into one or the other. And I compete because I want to win. I love winning. I love being the best in the world. I've sat many times trying to find the balance of what I want within all this. If I was losing, I wouldn't be competing. I'm here to win. And it is what it is. I love what I do, but at this point it's taken away a lot that I just really love winning more than I dislike the work. So it's fine, I can do it. But my values are still bigger than that. My success at the end of my life is beyond hurting myself not to do so. So it's a constant check-in with myself of making sure I'm lining up my values, and I'm not going to sacrifice winning to do so. And I need to be smart enough that when those start to disbalance, I need to pull away from one, focus on the other, and know when to check out. My values of being the best partner, father, person I can be, when I'm 50, if I have 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 Olympias, are any of those affected by that? No. So in this short-term goal of this moment of me wanting to win, is this very important? Yes. But is the pressure of my life and value and worth dependent on that? No, it's not. It's the big picture of my life that I'm focusing on, of who I want to become going through all these things. So if I win an Olympia, how do I want to win that Olympia? Who do I want to be when I win that Olympia? How do I want to win it? How do I want to show up in my relationships? If I lose that Olympia, how do I want to lose? Who do I want to be when I lose? Who am I becoming through all these little challenges and goals along the way that aren't the big picture? Who am I becoming, which is the big picture? And I think that's so important for me to understand it. Everything that you choose to do and how you handle it is shaping who you're becoming. And at the end of the day, when you're old and have grandkids and chilling in your life, you're the culmination of everything you've accomplished, but also how you accomplished it and how you reacted to it. What's the big picture? Who do you want to become?
Lock in, bro. Fucking lock in.
And